Why is it that we want to awaken the energy body through Tantra or Tao or any other spiritual practice? Is it just to feel more energized and alive? Well, yes, of course. Most people want to feel more alive, but there's much more to it than that. There's actually a spiritual process around it. And that's something that I find really exciting. So I want to speak a little bit on that. I want to speak from a Taoist perspective, as that's been a big part of my lineage. So in the Taoist practices, there's an understanding that what we're doing through our practices, through awakening energy and moving it through the bodies and transforming sexual energy from its more condensed form, raising it up through the energy centers and circulating and so on. What's all that for? Yes, you have bigger, better orgasms and more pleasure and all of these things, but it's so much more than that. There's a profound spiritual purpose of it, and that's what I'm going to speak to now. So on one level, I'm using language from Tao now. There's this understanding that our energy can be more condensed like a block of ice, more flowing like water, and even evaporate into spaciousness like a gas. And our sexual energy has those different forms. And when it's more condensed, we call it Jing, the Jing Qi. And it contains like ancestral information. Just as your sexual energy literally contains genetic material that's going to pass on if you have children, also energetically, it's containing like genetic codes, ancestral chi, it's called, ancestral patterns, or your karma, or patterns that get passed down through your family. And so these are the kind of patterns. Of course, we had a lot of good things passed down from our family, but we also have patterns of suffering that we take on, and patterns of unconsciousness that play out through our lives. The Taoists said these are held in a frequency and energy in your ancestral energy, ancestral chi, in your sexual energy. And as long as it stays in this solid form and stays down only in your genitals, then you have to keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. And it's a very slow process to awaken beyond them. However, there's a way to speed up your transformation. And that's to start transforming the inner alchemy and getting this Jing out of its solid, just in the physical body form, and beginning to get it to flow more. And when we lift it up into the level of the heart, that's where it becomes more like the Qi. We begin to feel more of the flow. It becomes able to move a little faster and more flowing and more spacious, and it can begin to transform. It's just like chemistry. Like you put the fire underneath and all the chemistry transforms. But then not only that, we can move sexual energy not only to the heart, but up into the head, into the crown, into the higher centers. And there it becomes the Shen, which is connecting to your soul, to spirit level, and to your higher self. So every time we sublimate or draw sexual energy up through the spine and out of the crown, we can reconnect to our higher self and to the universe, in fact, to a higher frequency, remembering our soul, remembering our higher nature, remembering who we really are. Some people experience this like getting out of a box. Like many people feel stuck in this little box of like, I go to work and I have my kids and I do my thing and I'm caught in a little box. And it's and knowing that there's more to life than this. Like, I know there's more than this little box. I know there's more than this habitual life that I'm living. Some people use drugs and alcohol to kind of jump out of the box, but then they come back down again. That's the come down or the hangover. But in tantric practices, Taoist practices, we want to gently transform energetically by lifting up the sexual energy, lifting it up through us, and then having a really strong embodied feeling of connecting to our higher self through the energy expanding, remembering like those moments of expansion. Maybe you've had them, maybe in an incredible orgasm, or standing on top of the Grand Canyon, or dancing an ecstatic dance. You have moments of like, yes, this is it. This is it. This is who I really am. This is the truth. There's this kind of recognition when you go to those expanded states of bliss that like, this is who I am, and this is what it's all about, and this is the truth, and this is who everyone is. It's like massive state of understanding happens when we can expand our energy to that level. Not only that, but that we can bring that new wisdom down into our body and back down to our Jing. So it's like the chemistry goes solid, liquid, gas, and then liquid, solid. So we solidify, we integrate back into the physical form, back into our everyday personality. But we bring this new information with us. We bring this new truth, this new realization, and we start living more as our soul with our higher purpose. We start living more from love. and living more our real, authentic self who we came here to be, not just the little habitual box person that we became. So awakening the energy body is tremendously important for our spiritual progress. And the Taoists and the Tantrics said to move your sexual energy up through the spine is a fast way for your personal transformation and your spiritual growth. It's a super fast. And the Taoists said if you're just going to leave your energy, your sexual energy trapped in this solid form, it's going to take you lifetimes. So it's a really powerful part of our transformation to learn how to work with kundalini energy or your life force energy and move it up through your spine. Not only that, there's another little gem to it too, and I'm passionate about this topic, maybe you can tell. The other little gem is this. I just mentioned becoming your authentic self, right? And when we feel trapped in our box of smallness and we know like there's more to life to this, there's more to me than this, how did I become this little thing? Well, we're also made up of a lot of defensiveness at that point. And it happens unconsciously, but when you were growing up, your parents shouted at you, you were bullied at school, all these things happen that make you put up masks and walls and lines of defense to protect yourself. It's very natural. Now that defensiveness collectively is called the ego self. It becomes a personality. It hardens over time. Buddha talked about that, the habit becomes the form. It hardens over time, and before you know it, you're walking around like defensive, protected. Maybe you're super cool on the outside, but everything's really hard and you're protected. So we develop a mask. We all have a different mask. It might not be like that, but we develop masks that are not really our true self, and we feel trapped inside our own armor. And it's a frustrating place to be. Inside, we know, oh, I'm so much bigger than this. So also, when we awaken the energy body, it's an amazing way to dissolve the mask, because you don't just go, this is ego, and start hammering away at it. Because if you do that, if you just try and take off the layers of defense, you're left with all the vulnerability unprotected, and that can feel really scary. That can feel really raw and like not safe, like you were as a child. Then you just feel not safe again as an adult. So in the energy practices, we don't try and attack our ego or our partner's ego or anybody else's ego. That's not the point. Instead, we build the energy body, we build the chi body, we build the aura, we build the radiance. And when you build the energy body, the energy protects you. The chi, the aura actually protects you. So when you start building from the inside and creating a strong energy body, the armor falls away because it's not needed. The masks and the fake self that you created out of protection, that we thank and say, thank you, you protected me when I was being bullied, it's not needed anymore because you're protected by your chi, by your radiance, by your life force. So it's literally going to dissolve. You don't need to chisel away at your ego either. That's the good news. You just build your energy body and the rest will fall away. You return to your authentic self through your energy body, and all that wasn't you is just going to fall away effortlessly. It's just going to leave because it's no longer needed. So in this way, building your energy body this is the real depth of it on a spiritual level, that it's not just about feeling a moment of energy and aliveness or orgasm or whatever. It's not about another quick fix. It's not about another feel-good feeling that comes and goes. Not at all. This is about transformation. It's about spiritual growth, spiritual transformation, and finding a way to do it that isn't going to just expose your vulnerability and make you feel very exposed and unsafe, in a way that's going to help you feel safe and protected by the most powerful thing of all, which is your energy body. So that is the spiritual purpose, if you like, or one of the spiritual purposes of working with Kundalini, awakening your energy body, whatever you want to call it, transforming, sublimating your sexual energy. All of these different practices are leading you into this spiritual transformation in a very enjoyable and beautiful way, where you don't need to attack and work away at what is keeping you small. You don't really need to keep chiseling at that. You just need to keep putting your energy into where you're expanding and where your truth is, where your love is, and become that. Thank you for listening. We are running an event with many experts on this field coming together on the 12th, 13th, 14th of March. It's the Kundalini Symposium, Kundalini Awakening Symposium, and we just felt like there's not enough teachings on this yet. There's some amazing teachers, so we're bringing those amazing teachers together to teach you the theories, the practices, the yoga, the qigong, the rituals, bits and pieces there for you to help you learn how to awaken your energy body, how to integrate that, how to do it in a safe, fun, comfortable way, how to understand it, not just like try and have an experience, but really understand what journey you're on. And so I really hope that you will join us there for that event. And if you can't make it, then I wish you a lot of blessings with your energy awakening journey.